My name is Laura. I live in the United States. I always wanted to move to the United States. I thought it would give me new chances and a fresh start. But when I got here, I found out that English classes were very expensive. I could not pay for them. I did not want to give up. I needed to learn English to get a good job. When I arrived, the city was full of new things to see and hear. People spoke quickly, and I could not understand them. Reading street signs, menus, and talking to people was very hard. My first weeks were both exciting and frustrating. When I said a word wrong or did not understand someone, I felt sad. Determined, I turned to the internet, my new best friend. YouTube became my classroom. Each day, I watched videos on grammar, pronunciation, and vocabulary. I followed channels dedicated to teaching English. It was overwhelming at first. So many rules, so many exceptions. But I didn't give up. I replayed videos, took notes, and practiced aloud, often laughing at my own mistakes. One of the first channels I found was run by a cheerful woman. Her videos were simple yet helpful. She had a way of explaining complex grammar rules in easy pieces that I could understand. I learned about sentence structure, verb tenses, and how to say words correctly. She often shared her own stories of learning languages, which made me feel less alone in my struggle. Then I discovered language learning apps. These apps became my daily companions. They made learning fun with interactive exercises and real-life situations. Every morning, with a cup of coffee in hand, I would dive into lessons, repeating phrases and practicing dialogues. The apps corrected my pronunciation and introduced me to everyday expressions. Slowly but surely, I began to feel more confident. Duolingo was my favorite app. It turned learning into a game, giving me points and levels as I progressed. The app's mascot, a cute little owl, would cheer me on and remind me to practice daily. I also used other apps, which connected me with native English speakers. We exchanged messages and voice notes, correcting each other's mistakes and learning about each other's cultures. Of course, it wasn't all easy. There were days when I felt like giving up. The words wouldn't stay in my mind, and I got frustrated. Some people told me I was wasting my time, that I would never learn English on my own. Their doubts stayed in my mind, but I refused to let them stop me. Instead, their words made me more determined. One very tough day, I decided to take a walk in the park. As I sat on a bench, feeling sad, I overheard a conversation between two elderly women. They were talking about their own struggles and how they had overcome them. Their strength inspired me. I realized that everyone faces challenges, but it's how we respond to them that matters. With new determination, I went back home and continued my studies. Through my YouTube explorations, I discovered several techniques that greatly helped my learning. One technique was the shadowing method. I would listen to native speakers and copy their speech in real time. It felt awkward at first, but it greatly improved my pronunciation and fluency. Another technique was the spaced repetition system. This involved reviewing words and phrases at increasing intervals to help my memory. I used flashcards and spaced repetition apps to make sure I remembered what I learned. This technique was a game changer, helping me remember vocabulary that would have otherwise slipped away. I also learned the importance of context. Instead of memorizing single words, I started learning them in sentences and phrases. This made it easier to remember and use them correctly. Watching TV shows and movies with subtitles became a fun way to practice this technique. I would pause and repeat lines, paying attention to the intonation and context. To improve my writing, I began writing short stories and essays in English. This helped me practice grammar and vocabulary. I would read my writings aloud to check for mistakes and improve my fluency. For speaking practice, I joined online groups where I could chat with other learners and native speakers. We would have regular video calls discussing various topics. This gave me the confidence to speak English in real-life situations. Throughout my journey, I made many mistakes, but I learned to see them as opportunities to improve. Each mistake was a lesson. I kept a positive attitude and reminded myself that learning a language is a gradual process. I also learned the importance of patience and persistence. Progress was slow at times, but with consistent effort, I could see improvement. I celebrated small victories, like understanding a conversation or reading a book in English, which kept me motivated. My journey of learning English is ongoing. Every day I discover new words and phrases. I continue to use the techniques that worked for me and remain open to trying new methods. Learning a language has not only helped me find a good job, but also opened up a world of opportunities and friendships. Learning English without a teacher is possible, but it requires a lot of dedication and hard work. You need to be consistent and disciplined. Set aside time every day to study and practice. Use all the resources available to you, such as YouTube videos, language apps, books, and online forums. Practice speaking, writing, listening, and reading as much as you can. Here are some tips for those who want to learn English on their own. 1. Set clear goals. Know what you want to achieve and set specific, measurable goals. For example, aim to learn 5 new words a day or practice speaking for 30 minutes each day. 2. Create a study schedule. Dedicate a certain amount of time each day to studying English. Consistency is key. 3. Use multiple resources. Don't rely on just one method or resource. Use a combination of apps, videos, books, and conversation partners to keep your learning varied and interesting. 4. Practice speaking. Find language exchange partners or join online groups where you can practice speaking. Speaking regularly will improve your fluency and confidence. 5. Learn in context. Instead of memorizing isolated words, learn them in sentences and phrases. This will help you understand how to use them correctly. 6. Be patient and persistent. Learning a language takes time and effort. Don't get discouraged by mistakes or slow progress. Celebrate small victories and keep going. While it is possible to learn English on your own, hiring a teacher can significantly accelerate your progress. A teacher can provide personalized guidance, correct your mistakes, and keep you motivated. If you have the means to pay for lessons, consider investing in a teacher. Here are some benefits of having a teacher. 1. Personalized learning. A teacher can tailor lessons to your specific needs and goals. They can focus on areas where you need the most improvement. 2. Instant feedback. A teacher can correct your mistakes in real time and provide feedback on your pronunciation, grammar, and usage. 3. Structured learning. A teacher can provide a structured learning plan, ensuring that you cover all essential aspects of the language. 4. Motivation and accountability. Having a teacher keeps you accountable and motivated. They can help you stay on track and encourage you when you feel discouraged. 5. Cultural insights. A teacher can provide insights into the culture and nuances of the language, helping you understand idiomatic expressions and cultural references. Learning English was more than just acquiring a new language. It was about believing in myself, facing fears, and overcoming obstacles. It taught me that no dream is too big if you have the courage to pursue it. My journey is ongoing, and each day brings new words, new phrases, and new possibilities. I look back with pride and forward with hope. In the end, it wasn't just about learning English. It was about discovering the power of perseverance and the beauty of never giving up. And that, my friends, is a lesson that goes beyond any language. Each step, each stumble, and each triumph was a part of a greater journey, one of growth, resilience, and unwavering determination.